Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I will talk about job interview stages in Canada. When you go to your first job interview in Canada, you will feel much more confident about having job interviews if you know what to expect. Moreover, I will also talk about categories of questions to be asked by the most interviewers, such as general questions, technical questions, behavioral questions, and situational questions. And interviewers may ask you the questions from any one of these categories. So we'll discuss about that. And in the last section of this video, I will talk about how to respond behavioral questions using STAR approach, which is a very famous approach to answer the behavioral questions. So guys, watch the video till the end to know all the things. Okay, so before I start, please do subscribe my YouTube channel for the latest videos and updates about Canada immigration. And to subscribe my YouTube channel, please click on the subscribe button. Okay, so let's start with the job interview stages in Canada. Okay, so every job interview has 4 stages. The first stage is introduction, greeting, and the small talk. The second stage is questions and answers. Third stage is your questions for the interviewers. And the last one is closing. So let's explore these stages in detail. So in the introduction stage, usually it is very short and it is very much important for your first impression. And in this stage, you will be introduced with the interviewers. You can shake their hands and acknowledge each person by their name. For example, if employer says, "Hi, I am John Smith," you can say, "Nice to meet you, John." So you can call interviewer with their first name. Okay, the another example is, "Good morning, Mr. Anand, my name is Mr. Charles." So you can say, "How do you do, Mr. Charles?" Okay, then interviewer will start the interview by asking some informal questions, and this is also known as the small talk. Fine. For example, the favorite topic in Canada is about weather. So interviewer may ask you that how's the weather today? How you reached over here? How's your journey to reach the interview hall? Fine. And this stage will usually starts when you enter into the interview room. And the main purpose of this small talk is to make you the comfortable. Fine, I know that you will feel the nervousness, but try to be relaxed. Okay, so this is about the stage number 1. In stage number 2 is questions and answers. This is the longest stage of your interview and it takes almost 80% of the total interview duration. So interviewers will ask you the questions and it will make a note for your answers and give you some ratings. Okay, and to make good impression, what you should do, you should listen carefully to the questions and ask for the clarification if you don't understand the question. Fine, answer the questions clearly, briefly, and you can provide the details with some examples. Don't interrupt interviewers when they are talking, and you should not ask about any salary, any vacation, or any other benefits. Okay, in the third stage, your questions for the interviewers. Fine, once the second stage is over, interviewer will ask you that you can ask the any questions if you have. So it is good that you prepare at least 2 to 3 questions about the job, about the department or the company, and you can ask it in this stage. Fine. And in the last stage of the interview is when interviewer stands up and it shakes your hand, and you can ask for the business card. You can repeat your strong intention towards this job, and you can thank every interviewer for giving the opportunity for this interview. Fine, so these are the 4 stages of the interview in Canada. Now let's look about the different categories of the questions. Fine, and these questions are based on your job description, your employment history, and why you want this job. And interviewers wants to check your technical skills, your interpersonal skills, your aptitude, attitude, and the critical thinking skills. Fine. So there are 4 common types of interview questions. One is general questions, technical questions, behavioral questions, and situational questions. So let's take a closer look of each categories. So in general question, the purpose is to assess your skills, how well you can market yourself, or how well you can communicate, and to predict the questions, how which questions to be asked in general questions stage. Like, so you can read the job advertisement. For that, you can think about the questions that you were asked in the past interview, or you can also find out someone who got the same job earlier and you could ask him about the question. And if you don't have any of this option, you can look up for some sample interview questions online. Fine, so they will ask you some general questions about yourself, about your skills, your weaknesses, your strengths. Okay, so you may prepare those questions, so that will boost your confidence in the interview. Okay, now the stage 2 is your technical questions, and here the objective is assess your technical skills and the critical thinking skills. So here you have to use the exact specific keywords for the question and correct and clear explanation about your field. Right? So if you are from the banking field, you have to give the correct keywords for your banking domain. If you are an IT guy, you have to explain the various things regarding the language, programming language, or the questions which would be asked. Okay, so this is the type number 2. The third type is most important thing, type is behavioral questions, and here the interviewers are interested to check your past behaviors or how you have dealt with the past situation. So they want to assess your thought pattern, and this is one of the most important thing in your job interview. Fine, so they want to check that how you handle the time management, how you are good in decision making, whether you are good in teamwork or not, how you can resolve the conflicts, or how you can solve the problems. Right, so they give you the situations, and or they ask you the specific behavior that you dealt with in the past. Fine, for example, they ask you that how you have increased the sales of the product when you were in this company, or how you have managed the time when you were in the company, give the specific examples, or how you resolved the conflict of your customer when you were in this company. So there are behavioral questions, so you should use past tense, and and to give the answer you should use the famous method, and we call it as star approach. Fine, so let's look at example to deal with the behavioral questions, how to use star approach. Fine, So star approach is basically divided into the four parts. Fine. The S stands for the situation, means first, to answer the behavioral questions you need to set up the context, and that could be done by using the 5 W's, like who, what, when, where, and why. So first you have to explain the situation, that when I was working in this company before 3 years, at that time this situation was arised, what was the exact problem and who is involved in that. Fine. So you can say that, for example, when I joined the company, the product sales was not good. Fine. I was the part of this company. Fine. Then the second stage is the task, means you have to recount your role. It says that how you participated or how you involved in this particular situation. Let's say how you involved in the situation, like the product sales was not good for the company, so whether you assigned this task by your manager, or you were a or whether you were a part of your sales team, or you took this problem by own, or you reported this problem to your manager. So you have to explain that, okay, when I joined the company, the product sales was not good for this product, and I was the part of, let's say, sales team. So here you participated in the situation like this. So that is the number 2. So first you have to create the situation, and then you have to say about the your participation in this situation. Fine. The third thing is the action. Okay, for action you have to give the details what you did. It means that how you handle the situation, what strategies that you devised or designed for this situations. So you can say that, like, when I joined the company was not focusing on the digital marketing, so I decided the strategies, or I devised strategies to market the product on the various digital platforms. So you can explain your strategies. Fine. Irrespective of your domain. So this is your action, what actions that you did when you are in this situation. Fine. So this is the step 3. In the fourth stage, you have to reveal the outcome. Your outcome may be in form of time, in form of percentage, it may be in form of some statistics. Fine. Or you can also say about your accomplishment in this section. For example, you can say that when after devising the strategies of digital marketing, the product sales was increased by 50% within 3 months, and my manager got uh, my manager gave me the good rewards, or my salary was increased by 10%, or I got very good comments from my manager or senior authorities. So you can, this is the result, or why you feel the proud for this moment or for this situation. So you can say in this stage. Okay. So basically the star approach is divided into the 4 part: situation, task, action, and the result. So for any behavioral question you can use this star approach. Keep this approach in your mind when you go to the interview, and whenever the situation behavioral questions would be asked, you can remember this approach and you can give the answers. So I hope this will be helpful to you. Now let's move further. In the next question is situational questions. People often do the mistakes to understand these questions. Okay, whether the question is based on the situational questions or the behavioral questions. Fine. So here the situational questions, basically it will to find you to react with particular situation. Fine. Here the interviewer will ask the candidate to respond to a specific situation. They will put you in some imaginary situation. So here the questions will be based on future aspects. Okay, what will you do to increase the sales of the product? Fine. Okay, suppose if you have given this role, how you will manage the time? Suppose if this would be the situation would be occurred, then what would be your decision? Fine. So these are the situational question that you have to put. You will have to be given an imaginary situation, and based on that you have to give the answers. So here the objective is to check how you are good in problem solving, leadership, management, and the decision making skills. Fine. So make sure you understand whether it is a situational questions or it is a behavioral questions. If it is a behavioral questions, means you have to explain it from your past behavior, of your past work experience. Fine. And if it is a situational questions, then you have to simply state the new strategies to handle that problems. You may link with the your past situations too, like I did previously in my job. So you can state like that, and you can connect with the past situation too if you want. Okay. So I hope this is clear. So I think what we discussed about in this video is various job interview stages in Canada, such as introductions, question answers, your interviews, your questions and answers, and the closing. We also learned about the categories of questions like general questions, technical questions, behavioral questions, and situational questions. We have also discussed about how to answer the behavioral questions using the STAR approach. I hope the things are clear, and when you go to the interview in Canada, you understand that what would be the process of the job interview and what kind of questions will be asked by the interviewers. Okay, so guys, please share your reviews about this video in the comment section of my YouTube channel, and please post your queries if any. And please do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel for the latest videos and updates about Canada immigration. And please click on the like button if you like the video. And to subscribe my channel, you can click on the subscribe button. Okay? Thank you. Best wishes.